Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time of the week again. We got UFC Fight Night, Amanda Lemos against, what is it, Verna Jandiroba? I believe that's her name. It's not really a good card. There's a couple good fights on it, but I wouldn't really call it a stacked card. I'd call it a mediocre card. At least it's not a sleeper. The main event actually is kind of a banger. Amanda Lemos with most of her wins coming from finishes. So, I mean, it should be interesting to watch. But easily. Let's get right into it with the first prelim of the evening. Muhammad Usman versus Thomas Peterson. If you don't pick Muhammad Usman, you're dumb. Thomas Peterson just hasn't... Dude, his best win is Chandler Cole, and Chandler Cole's fucking awful. And he lost to Jake Collier. That's all you got to hear from that. Muhammad Usman, I believe, beat Jake Collier. I think it was 30-27 or 29-28. Doesn't matter what it was. Jake Collier is fucking terrible. I would stay away from Thomas Peterson. The fact that he lost that fight is actually crazy. Or, sorry, it's Jamal Pogues. What am I talking about? Who am I talking about here? Okay, Jamal Pogues is a little bit better. Oops. I read it wrong when I was reading up on this. Okay. It was Jamal Pogues. Hold on, give me 2 seconds here. Yeah, I'm still going to go with Muhammad Usman. I don't think Thomas Peterson's proven. He hasn't won any fights in the UFC. His Waldo Cortez Acosta fight is just horrendous looking back. He just looked like shit in that fight. I mean, his fight against Richard Foster was cool, but again, Richard Foster, like, he's 6-6. I mean, it's nothing impressive. Muhammad Usman has beaten Junior Taffa and Zach Pauga. I'll give him those two wins. Zach's not really that good. Junior's decent, okay? He doesn't have a ground game, but, I mean... I don't think Thomas really does either. So I'm just going to go with a 35-year-old. I think he's going to use his reach advantage. He's probably just going to jab Peterson out for 3 rounds and maybe wrestle him a little bit. Next in the prelims, we got Luana Carolina versus Lucy Pudilova. I'm going to go with Luana Carolina. I just think she's better. She's more well-rounded. Lucy's just, The Jocelyn Edwards fight, Edwards is mostly a stand-up. She couldn't really figure her out. I mean, to figure that out, you'd take her to the ground. But, you know, Luana Carolina has 4 losses in her career, 2 coming in the last 3 years. 1 by knockout to, I believe, Meatball Molly, spinning elbow right to the chin. She took some time off after that, lost to Joanne Wood, a split decision. It was a close fight, but beat Ivana Petrovich and beat Julija Strolianenko, whatever. I don't know her fucking name. Doesn't matter. I think Luana's probably a better fighter. I think she has a little bit more power in her hands. She looks like a more sophisticated striker when it comes down to the boxing. Lucy just looks a little bit confused on the feet. She does have a knockout, but it wasn't like it, she just got it because of her wrestling. So, you know, pish posh. I would just take Luana Carolina if you're on the betting side of things. We got Loic Redzhabov versus Trey Ogden. I'm going to go with Trey Ogden. I think in spots like this, Trey Ogden kind of figures people out. He has a lot of weird victories. He should be on a 2-fight win streak because even if it was a premature stoppage, I think Trey Ogden would have ended up winning that fight against Nicholas Mota. And looking back, Nicholas Mota is actually not a bad competition. Ignacio Bahamondes is an incredible competition. He did lose a tough fight against him. When Trey Ogden does dominate fights, he does look a little bit boring, so it tends to make people not like to bet him. That is probably why the predictions are so heavily on Radzhabov. But Radzhabov does have nice wins. The knockout against Mateus Rebecki, it just looks kind of bad because he took punishment, but that body shot was, I don't know, it was like on the weaker side of body shots. He got dropped, and he just kind of looked like he was fading in the second half of the fight. Trey Ogden doesn't fade. Trey Ogden preys on that. Trey Ogden really likes it when your gas tank starts to fade because that's when he starts wrestling you harder, and he gets to take advantage of that, and he gets on your back, and he wears on you more. So I would give the advantage to Trey Ogden. I think he's going to use his reach advantage. I think he's going to stay away from Loic and his big power shots, and I think he's going to be able to just like wilter him down. The Abdul Karim Al Sawadi fight, it was a good knockout. That Rebecki fight, man, it's in the back of my head. Esteban Ribovic isn't really that good either. I mean, it is a credited win. I think it is impressive, but I think, dude, like, I really don't think he's as good as everyone thinks he is, genuinely. I think as soon as he fights another big power punch, like Ellsbrenner, if that Ellsbrenner fight happened, Esteban would have been beaten as well. And I think Terrence McKinney had a good shot too. He just got incredibly unlucky with that fucking head kick, man. I'm still really upset about that, but Whatever. We look past that. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to take Trey Ogden. If you like it, maybe over 2.5 rounds. I do not think these guys are going to finish. And if anyone's going to finish, it's probably going to be Luik with a big overhand or something. But I think Trey has a good enough chin that I think he's fine. I don't think he's going to get knocked out. I think they're going to probably go to the distance, and Trey's going to impose his grappling. I would take Trey by decision. Probably some nice money there. We got next on the prelims, Miranda Maverick versus Dione Barboza. Or Dion, or whatever you want to call her. I'm going Miranda Maverick because I don't give a fuck what that lady's name is. But Barboza's just worse, okay? Katascada fight, close, okay? I had Katascada. I believe she probably lost 30-27. Maybe it was 29-28. I don't 100% remember the fight. But Katascada is a good striker. Dione humbled her, okay? Took her down, kind of just imposed her game plan, did what she had to do. Miranda Maverick, most recent win, Andrea Lee, looks bad, right? But she's beaten some good competition. She has fantastic ground game. She's a very well-rounded fighter. She is coming into the top 15. If she wins this fight, she probably will be number 15 in the world. And I believe that she will beat the 9-fight youngster, even though Dione is 32 years of age. I think at 27 years of age, Miranda Maverick having 18 fights, having more experience, knowing the game plan, probably experiencing most of the positions in a real fight that Dione has given people and offered to them, I'm going to go with Miranda Maverick. I just think she's going to have the larger fight IQ when it comes to just the fight in general. I think Dione is probably the better grappler, but I think Miranda is going to be able to figure that out. Next on the prelims, we have Brian Kelleher versus Cody Gibson. I'm going Brian Kelleher. I just think he's a better boxer. I think Cody Gibson's a little tentative. He kind of looks like Darren Till when he's on the feet. He kind of looks like Darren Till in general if he was skinnier. Fucking ugly little shit. Darren Till looks better, let me tell you. Cody Gibson and those tats, man. I think he's got one on his neck. Looks wild. Brian Kelleher, last time around, I believe, got knocked out by Cody Garbrandt. But Cody Gibson just looks terrible, man. Brad Katona fight. Miles Johns fight. Miles Johns is very good. He tried to go for some flying knee. Miles Johns clipped him in the first round, dropped him. Like, it was just... He just looks slow. Cody looks so slow. Brian looks faster than him, man. And Brian doesn't even look that fast. I think Brian's going to be able to chin some of the shots that Cody gives. And I think Cody's going to leave an opening for Brian. And I genuinely think Brian Kelleher is going to knock out Cody Gibson. I think this fight's going to go under 2.5 rounds. And I think Brian, being the shorter fighter and being the shorter range, I think he's going to get very close to Gibson. And Gibson seems to do a lot of this. And he leaves his chin open. I genuinely believe Brian Kelleher is going to find an overhand right. That's just what I see. Maybe a kick, but I don't think Brian Kelleher's kicks are better than Cody's, and I think being the shorter fighter, he's not going to throw any. I think Cody might try to wrestle Brian Kelleher, but I think Brian's going to be able to fend him off because of Cody's tentativeness and the fact that he can probably give him a big shot when he goes in for takedowns, and Cody will back up. It's happened multiple times in Cody's other fights. The Miles Johns fight is a big eye-opener to that, and the Brad Katona fight is just, he just looks like he's tentative. He's tentative against a guy that doesn't get knockouts. You can't be tentative against that. He has power, but he doesn't have power enough to probably drop you and knock you out completely. So I would just give Brian Kelleher the nod. He is a plus 190. He is a nice little pickup if you're looking to bet something on the side. I genuinely think he's just better, and I think Cody leaves a little too many openings. It's just how it is. Next on the prelims, we have the top of the prelim, probably the best fight other than the Brian... No, it's probably... No. I'm going to say one of the top 3 fights of the night. Haider Emil versus Young Lee. A lot of people are picking Lee. I'm going to go with Haider Emil. I think Haider Emil is going to be able to out-grapple Jung Lee. I think when Jung Lee's against the cage, he has a big problem with a lot of aggressiveness, like a builder. Constantly was going for the hips, and Jung kind of accepted the position and sat on the cage for a really long time. And I think Haider Emil being better in the clinch, I think he's going to be able to use some knees and possibly even knock Jung out. Dude, Haider Emil was impressive last time around against Fernie Garcia. I believe that was a short notice fight for Fernie, and Fernie's not really that good of an opponent. But dude, it was actually insane. Like, he just kind of beat the fuck out of the poor dude. Like, he had him in a rear naked choke and on the chin. He had him on the ground. He dropped him in the first round, dropped him in the second round. Like, I don't think... Had Fernie been knocked out at that point? Fernie hadn't been knocked out at that point. He'd never been knocked out. He had a big chin. Rinya Nakamura couldn't finish him. Like, that's that means something, man. Rinya Nakamura has big power, and if Hyder Emil can finish him, that means a lot. It genuinely means a lot. And Jung Lee has fought like other road to UFC contenders. Like, it's not that impressive. His wins are against people who haven't fought around the world. They haven't fought the best of the best. You're now in the best of the best, and I think Lee's going to have an eye-opener when he fights Hyder Emil. I'm going to go Hyder Emil by knockout. He's a plus 155. It is probably a risky pick. It is a big power punching fight. So it's probably going to go under 2.5 rounds. I would just stay away from the decisions. It's really scary, man. But usually when you have big strikers, it does tend to go to a decision. I don't think this one's going to a decision. I think Lee leaves his chin open a little too much. I think he drops his hands a lot when he gets tired in the later rounds. Hyder Emil just looks better. Hyder Emil did get a little bit tired in that second round against Fernie Garcia. But I'm going to look past that in favor of his grappling and his power punching. I think he's going to be able to probably take Jung out of there early and late if he really has to. I mean, they both have sort of shitty gas tanks, but by 2 rounds, they'll probably be exhausted. We have the main card. Holy shit, look who is back from the dead. Doo Ho Choi. I don't know why I stuttered on that. Doo Ho Choi. Jesus Christ. Versus Bill Algeo. I'm going Doo Ho Choi. I think he is the better power puncher. I think Bill Algeo being knocked out by fuck. Don't make me look. Who is it? Standing knees, right? He got kneed in the chest. I'm gonna have to look. Kyle Nelson, that's who it was. He kneed him and then beat the fuck out of him. Doo Ho Choi took Kyle Nelson to a decision. Only lost that fight because in the 3rd round, Doo Ho Choi headbutted the man. I believe, I mean, it looked intentional, but I think it was just because he initiated the action, seeing Kyle on the ground. I think he was probably going to go for head position and gave up halfway through. I don't think Doo did it on purpose, but he lost that fight because of the point taken away in the 3rd round. Had that point not been taken away, he would have won that fight 29-28 comfortably. Excuse me. I'm going to give the nod to Doo Ho Choi because I think his boxing is superior. I think Bill Algeo is going to get caught again. I think that knockout happened a little too soon, and I think he's going to get hurt again, man. I just think Doo Ho Choi coming off a 3-year layoff, having that fight last year, and now coming back again. I think at 33 years of age, it's a very smart decision. I think he's coming into his prime, and I think Doo Ho Choi is going to beat the shit out of Bill Algeo. That's my choice. I mean, plus 135, take it. 3 underdogs in a row, but, like, dude, you can't be mad at this. Like, Algeo trains at his own gym. Like, genuinely, you can't be mad at, like, who is he bringing in, bro? He is the coach. He is a teacher. He's clearly more into teaching than he is into MMA. I'm going to go Doo Ho Choi. Next in the card, we have Cody Durden versus Bruno Silva. I'm probably going Cody Durden. Cody Durden is just a phenomenal fighter. He's fantastic on the ground. Has very good wrestling. He's a good puncher. I mean, Charles Johnson's a very good win. When you look at Bruno Silva, man, when your best win is Tyson Nam, fuck, it makes it really fucking hard to pick you. Like, genuinely, really hard to pick you. Like, that's just sad. Like, Jesus. Yeah, I'm going to go to Cody Durden. I don't think there's much to talk about in this fight. I think they're kind of similar fighters. I just think Cody Durden is just a bit more well-rounded. I think he's just a better fighter. I think the Tair fight, I mean, it was a good rear naked choke. He got dominated on the ground. Whatever. I don't think Bruno Silva is better than Tair. I'm going to take Cody Durden. Probably over 2.5 rounds. I don't think any of those guys are getting finished, and if it is going to be a finish, probably a choke, most likely. Next on the main card, this is going to be a controversial pick, most likely. Kurt Holloway versus Kainan Krushki, whatever. I don't even know what. We're fighting at lightweight. So Kainan is coming down. I'm going to go Kurt Holloway. Dude, that overhand from Ellsbrenner barely touched the temple. He got knocked out. I get it. It is in the perfect spot. It is literally like a lights out thing. He scares me, bro, because he just hasn't won in the UFC, and he hasn't really beaten anyone. He really hasn't beaten anyone. You beat the guy that knocked Adriano Martins. That's the guy who knocked out Islam Makhachev. He did beat that guy, but that guy's fucking old, and he is on a loss streak. You can't really give that to him. I'm gonna go Kurt Hollabaugh. I think he's. I think that Austin Hubbard fight, he looked good on the ground. Trey Ogden fight, he looked like shit, but when Trey dominates, he kind of makes them look embarrassing almost. So I don't really give that away from Kurt, but Kurt is a bit older, man. Kainan is the younger fighter. Do not be surprised if Kainan comes out swinging and knocks Kurt out. I just think Kurt's probably, I don't know. I think he's the better fighter. I'm picking a lot of underdogs, but Jesus, man. Like, these are bad losses, but, like, he looked like he's so good against Jason Knight. So good against Jason Knight. Fuck, man. I'm just going to go Kurt Hollabaugh. I'm not going to go look back. I think if you guys want to bet this fight, I would bet under 2.5 rounds. I think these guys probably are going to finish each other. Either Kurt on the ground, probably, and Kainan on the feet. That is a tough fight, man. Kainan missed weight last time around. Looked like shit. Cutting the weight again, he probably looks better, I'd assume. I don't know. That's a toughie. That could go really either way. I'm going to go Kurt Hollabaugh, though. I believe in his veteran experience. We have Steve Garcia versus Song Woo Choi. I'm going Steve Garcia by knockout. I mean, you kind of have to. This guy got knocked out by Michael Trizano. Trizano fucking sucks, man. Like, genuinely fucking sucks. So, I'm going to go Steve Garcia. He has unbelievable power. He is an unbelievable specimen of a white boy. He's very much corn-fed. He weighed in at 155 last time, knocked the fuck out of Costa. He's dropping down to 145, and I think that power is going to follow him, man. I'm going to Garcia by knockout. I think the line's too close, and I think they're giving him too much leniency. I think this is going to be a hell of a fight. I think it's going to be a banger. I think these guys are going to throw hands. Dude, Steve Garcia is fucking scary. If he gets hit, he looks like he likes it. That's a fucking tough man to be in there with. I'd be very, very scared if I was Sung Woo Choi. I'm not going to lie to you. We have the co-main event. If you guys are enjoying this, make sure to drop a like, drop a subscribe if you guys want to get this every single week. I try to do recaps, or I'm trying to do recaps. I'm trying to do predictions and breakdowns every single week. Trying to do some streams here and there. You know what? It is what it is. We got Brad Tavares against Jung Young Park. I'm going Jung Young Park. I think Brad Tavares is on the downfall. His last win was... Don't make me fucking look at it. I believe the last win was Chris Weidman. It was Chris Weidman. Gregory Rodriguez beat the fuck out of him. I think Jung Young Park's probably going to knock him out. I think Jung Young Park's a big boy. I think he's bigger than 185 when he walks in there. He looks like 200 pounds. Brad Tavares looks about 190, 195. I think Jung Young Park is going to walk this dude down and beat the fuck out of him. Brad Tavares is in his prime, and he's looking worse than ever. I think Brad Tavares literally needs to get the fuck out of fighting. I think he's done. I think Bruno Silva knocking him out is sad. I think Gregory Rodriguez fight was just horrendous for him. I think he did not deserve that, genuinely. But we all knew it was going to happen, too. That Bruno Silva fight is just fucking sad shit. Yeah. Everyone's picking Jung Young Park. It's good for... I mean, good reason. He just looks... Dude, he looks like the more complete fighter, and he's fought less people. He lost against Andre Muniz the last time round. That is a terrible look. Terrible, because that guy's not very good. But... I don't know, man. I'm just gonna go Jung Young Park. I think he looks like the more regenerative fighter. I think he's going to have better cardio than Brad Tavares. I think Brad Tavares is going to fade after one round. I think Jung Young Park is just going to have his way with him. It is what it is. Jung Young Park's probably going to get fucking fraud checked next time round, but until then, I think he's going to beat the shit out of Brad Tavares. We have Amanda Lemos versus Verna Jandiroba for the main event of the evening at strawweight 155. I'm going with Amanda Lemos by knockout. I think the refs give her a little bit of leniency. I think when she drops girls, I think they can't fucking believe that a girl's getting dropped in women's MMA, and they stop the fight prematurely. I think Verna Jandiroba is a good fighter. She's going to get dropped. I'm telling you, she's going to get dropped. No matter what, she's probably going to get dropped. She's probably going to get knocked out. Like, the Mackenzie Dern fight opened my eyes, man. I bet Mackenzie Dern. I was all in on her. and Amanda Lemos put it on her, bro. She stuffed everything. Stuffed everything. Mackenzie Dern made it a striking match because she couldn't do shit, and she got beat the fuck up. I think Amanda Lemos is going to be fighting for the strawweight title. I think Verna Jandiroba is a very good fighter. I just think Amanda Lemos has better hands, man, and she's not going to let her take her down. And that's what Verna Jandiroba kind of needs. She has good knockouts too, but like she capitalizes on the clinches and the grappling. So I'm going to go Amanda Lemos by knockout. That is my final pick for the evening. I'm going to drop you guys a little bit of a parlay. Hopefully you guys follow along. If not, you know, don't waste your fucking money. Maybe this loses. It's lost like 3 weeks in a row. But, I mean, I won money still. I didn't win money last week, though. Holy shit. Did you guys see Damon Blackshear? My God. My God. Very sad. I got all the fights right except for that fight and Mr. Joshua Van. That was very unfortunate. All right, we're going to go locks. We're going to go locks. Hard locks. We're going to go over 2.5 rounds. Trey Ogden, Loic Radzhabov. I just don't think those guys are getting knocked out. I think we got a good pick with Hyder Emil. I think Doohoo Choi, honestly, is not a bad pick. I think if you want to go lock, you go Steve. You know what? Reset whatever I just said. Amanda Lemos, Jung Young Park, Steve Garcia by knockout if you want to be a little sweaty. I like that a lot. That's your 3-pick, okay? That's your 3-pick lock. That's going to hit. I think that's going to hit, okay? If you don't want to pick Amanda Lemos, you're a little bit fucking, ooh, I don't know. You could go Cody Durden. I just don't think Bruno Silva's better than him. I think Bruno Silva's way worse. Cody Durden's a good lock. I mean, he's a very complete fighter. He is top 15 in the world. You got to remember that. He is looking for a title run right now, and I think he can get it. I think the Taylor fight was just unfortunate for him. And again, remember, Bruno Silva's best win was the guy that knocked out Islam Makhachev, who's 40 years old. Just saying. Just say. Oh, no, that's not him. Sorry. No, his best one is Tyson Nam, that guy. No, Tyson Nam's terrible. So I would go Steve Garcia, Jung Young Park, Cody Durden if you don't like Amanda Lemos. I'm going to give you guys a 5-pick to follow along. I think this is going to hit, and I think it's going to be big money if you guys want to follow along. I would drop $5 on it. $10 on it, maybe. I'm going to go sweaty on it. I'm going to put like $20 on it, but like you guys do you. Okay, we're going to go Brian Kelleher. We're going to go Hyder Emil. We're going to go Doohoo Choi. We're going to go Cody Durden, and we're going to go Steve Garcia so that it's going to win before the main event. You can sprinkle some money on finishes for Amanda Lemos and sprinkle a little bit of money on Jung Young Park. If you don't like that, you could go Muhammad Usman, Luana Carolina, Miranda Maverick. That's your 3-pick for early, man. I would stay away from Trey Ogden, Loic Radzhabov. I mean, that's a sketchy fight. Maybe like over is a fucking lock, I think. Okay, that's my picks for this week, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully my camera wasn't unfocused because I just looked over and it looked like shit. Have a good week, guys. I'll see you guys probably on Sunday for the recap. See you guys later. Wow.